Hello everyone, welcome to the Context Needed podcast. I literally turned your mic live as you went, yeah. So that's the first thing that people hear.
I didn't even realize
everything is fine.
Well, yeah,
I
it's not...
completely zoned out.
You were just completely monging out, weren't you, Ryan?
I'm fucking cycling about on GTA, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, welcome to the Context Needed podcast. My name is Kyle. I'm joined with the trashiest of trash men who can't breathe underwater, Ryan. And Shooty McShooty, the feature with the power of friendship and this gun I found, Ollie.
Yeah, mostly the gun I found.
Yes. As you can see, Ollie doesn't have a video today. That is because, if you remember from some previous podcasts, let's say his internet situation is shit. He's still dealing with that, and he now currently actually has no line to his house.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm currently using a mobile hotspot, which may cut out at any moment. So, you know, if I suddenly leave, I'm very sorry.
It's not good enough.
You
need to sue B2.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been away for a couple of weeks, and we've basically come to the decision. What we're going to do going forward is we're going to look to do these
Cancel forever.
We're going to look to do these podcasts once a month, mainly because, especially with lockdown, we've got fuck all to talk about. Because we're not going out and doing shit.
We just had a lovely meal, but I don't know how many people really want to hear about us eating burgers.
Yeah, but you got to put it into perspective as well. That's the first time I've been to the town centre of literally the city I live in 2 years. I have not been to town centre in 2 years.
Yeah, I don't think about that. I never thought about it like that, because the only other place we'd been is the cinema.
Yeah, and that's not town centre. Like, it's ridiculous when I think of it that way. When I got into the town centre, I'm like, wait, what the fuck? What is all this? What's going on?
Who are all these people? Why are there people here? What am I doing?
Why are there so many people in such a small area? Leave me alone.
Stay away from me!
People asking me questions, and I'm like, wait, what? Go away. I mean, that's the plan going forward. We're going to do monthly. We haven't decided exactly like what days or whatever it's going to be, whether it's like the first week, the second week, the third week, blah blah blah, or any of that. We'll decide that at a later date. We'll put that up on the Twitter as well, just so you guys are aware.
It might be a case of us doing it. We don't know. We've not decided this yet. This isn't set in stone to everybody, but it might be a case of us doing it like this month. We're going to do it this date, and we'll announce that at the start of the month, because depending on what we're actually doing, as we are starting to do stuff again. Like, I know I've got a few like holidays, weekends where I'm not going to be here. It's going to be stuff like that. So it'll just be a case of
announce it on the Twitter going forward, kind of thing.
Yeah. I think we'll just announce it and we'll say, this month we will be doing the podcast. This month, this like day. So you could get it where you'll get quite consistent, but you could not, and you could get it like two like a month, like a full month in between each other, or like 2 weeks or whatever. Yeah,
it just depends on what we're doing, what we're up to. Because like Ryan says, we're all getting busy again. We're all doing shit. And
then we'll have more to talk about.
Yeah, because there'll be more space. I mean, I've had to move around the stream schedule to sort out space for training. I mean, actually, I just remembered what happened to me on my last training session, Ryan. I could probably explain that's something that happened. So
monkey sick.
Yeah, so actually just so Thomas has just asked in the chat, the new streaming days are going to be Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays for me. That's the plan going forward. That may be subject to change depending on Monday, and if Monday moves, it will go to Sunday instead. But that's the plan so far. But so last time I went to training on Tuesday, ended up making myself sick after training because we'd just finished. Well, I was there for, I'd say 3.5 to 3 hours and 40 minutes of training. So about an hour and 20 minutes of kickboxing training, and then after that we went straight into grappling training, which, if you've ever done grappling training, you understand basically, you know, I like to say you go on a bike, you get like sore legs, thighs, and stuff like that, but like your arms aren't usually too bad, your shoulders not too bad, and all that kind of stuff. Like if you do running, it's all on your legs. If you do like weights, it's all on whatever you worked out that day, kind of thing. Whereas grappling's pretty much everywhere hurts after a proper training session of grappling, because you're meant to use your entire body as the weapon, kind of thing. So
Yeah.
everyone, the last part of the grappling training, you'll always do like sparring. Bear in mind, halfway through, like maybe, I think there was maybe like 15 rounds, and I was doing every other round. I'd say about halfway through, like half of the group just stopped doing it. Yet the rest of us were still going. And then I was going to sit out my last round because I was getting tired. But I just went, you know what, fuck it. Last round, I'll just go and do it. I did it, and then as soon as I finished it and went and stood off to the side, I was like, I don't feel good now. Something don't feel right.
I don't feel good, Mr. Stark.
It's just like, something don't feel right, boys. So we had to pack down all the mats. And then I start feeling worse. And I'm like, and it's that in-between feeling of, I either need to run to the toilet and sit on the toilet, or I need to pray to the porcelain gods.
I got to poop.
So I went outside for some air, came back in, and I was about to start like eating like an apple or something to try and help. And that's when you know when you're going to throw up and you start salivating because your throat's basically preparing you for it?
Your mouth, your mouth suddenly fills up,
Yeah, and it's like that happened, and my stomach started turning, and it's like, I'm going to throw up. So I was like,
these boys.
I kind of quickly walked to go to the toilets, and I realised, I ain't going to make it to the toilets, but they have a little kitchenette behind like the counter, which they let you use. So I just went to that, got to the sink. Now I learnt a trick from a nurse. If ever you don't want to throw up, or you can't throw up in the area you're in, or whatever like that, all you have to do is force the biggest, cheesiest smile on your face. Like literally, like pull all the muscles as high up as, like you're trying to do a Joker smile kind of thing. Because
I'm the Joker, baby.
Well, she told me that basically what it does is it constricts a lot of the throat, and it literally makes it so the body can't. But you'll just salivate you'll salivate like mad, and you'll look like a fucking weirdo. But like, I got into the kitchenette, and the sink was full of stuff, like cups and shit, and I'm like, I can't throw up on this. So I'm in this kitchenette with this stupid large grin on my face, drooling, emptying the sink out of all this shit, until eventually I'd emptied it and I could actually get it out of my system. I can only imagine if someone walked in on me in that moment, like, the fuck is this madman doing here?
I'm sorry. Drool dripping from your face. I'm a mess. I'm sorry, mother.
When I came out of the kitchen after throwing up, just one of the trainers like, "You all right?" I was like, "Yeah, I just threw up." I was like, "Oh, nice. Well, shows you're pushing yourself." I was like, "Don't worry, I cleaned up after myself. I'm not a monster." And the other guy was training, who I didn't realise was still here, from the other side of the room, literally shouted, "That's fucking nice."
It's nice. This has been nice.
So yeah, that was my training session on Tuesday, which was interesting to say the least.
I can walk properly for like 2 days. Well, I couldn't sit down properly. That was the problem after leg day. It's just like, well, I'm about to get up, guys.
Creak.
Just like lifting myself up like an old man.
I am broken.
Ollie's workout is basically just arm day all the time, because it's just...
I can't see what it is. Oh, is it holding a gun? I mean, I do a lot of walking up and down hills because of where my work is, but... Yeah.
Well, I guess you are in the sticks.
Yes, well and truly.
Don't you have to give like a few coins to a ferryman to get to work?
Yes, yes.
What? Why a random ferryman?
No, it's the story of the River Styx. That's why they would always
I don't
bury you with
fucking know.
coins,
What
because
the
you had to
story of
pay.
it?
You had to pay
What
the
is this
ferryman.
ancient people bullshit you're pulling on me right now?
It's fucking Greek mythology.
Greek?
Anyway,
I'll leave you.
one thing I did actually kind of briefly want to touch on today. Like, we haven't said yet. We're going to be doing kind of a shorter podcast today, just because we just want to kind of wrap up. We've got stuff to do. I've got dogs to walk and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, one thing I did want to touch on was how much fucking work it is to put together a D&D campaign. And that's just from the character creation side, let alone the DM side.
Yeah, not even like the actual work.
Because
We're just there like, I'm trying to make this cool character, but it's like, oh my god.
it's like, how many weeks have we been looking into this now? And it's like, we've got the easy job, and we're all there like fucking brain dead mice. Like,
I've still not even finished mine. I've got to decide what magic I'm going with.
But I think the problem is, like, I guess, like, I've had enough experience listening to a lot of D&D plays that I know how to play it, but I have absolutely no idea how to set up a character at all.
That's pretty much the same with me, and that's why I even picked the easiest fucking class, because I don't want to deal with the spell bullshit. It's like, I'm just going to be a fighter. I go bonk on enemy just because it's easier to deal with, but I'm still there like, oh yeah, I need a backstory.
I feel like I'm slightly pushing out the envelope by like attempting to be a rogue, and even then, it's just kind of
because I don't even know what abilities the rogues have or anything like that. I mean, I don't know how awkward it's going to be for you, Ryan, trying to keep track of all spells and shit as well. Because obviously you're going to be a wizard, or was it you said?
Yeah, wizard. It should be all right. I'm just gonna try and like actually get it all set up.
You blatantly know that Ryan's gonna have the most crucial story points. Ryan's gonna have definitely like preferential treatment of enemies and whatnot, seeing as his fucking girlfriend's the DM.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. I think I'll probably be the first person to die
by stupid decisions.
Yeah.
At least
I do.
Go on, Ollie.
Go on. I was just gonna say I do fear I'm going to die I like on account of just making a really stupid decision.
I think that'll be all of us like within the first session.
Yeah. I mean, at least we don't have someone being a bard whose entire purpose is I want to fuck it. Because isn't that pretty much all bards do?
What if you were going to be a barbarian that just fucks everything to death?
I'm not a barbarian though.
Oh no, you're a
fighter.
You're a fighter, yeah. Fuck everything to death. You've just got the Kama Sutra, and that's literally your only weapon. And every day you choose a new attack.
My character's a Goliath fighter. My character's going to be like near 8 feet tall. It's just
and that means you're going to
this halfling
shred any goblins that appear.
It's going to be there. I want to have sex with this goblin, and it turns out the goblin is the size of my Goliath's penis.
Well,
I'm going to wear you like a sock puppet.
You're going to come up to my shin, Ollie.
I was going to say, well, I'm going to be a halfling. So.
I don't actually know how tall halflings are. How tall are they?
I think they're like, by memory, there's something like 4 foot about.
Oh wow,
yeah,
you are going to be perfect height for waist height activities.
Mate, I think I just need you to get you to, like, if I need to get me somewhere, you just need to throw me there.
Well, I've already pretty much said I'm probably going to end up throwing you into combat at some point. I'm probably going to end up throwing Matt into combat as well, because he's a berserker, so he'd be fine with it. I think what might end up happening is my character might get annoyed that you keep sneaking around and not just fighting, and I might just end up grabbing you and throwing you at an enemy.
Oh no, halflings average at 3 feet tall and weigh about 40 pounds.
Oh wow! So yeah, I'm literally gonna be about shin height.
I could probably
you on those toes licking, baby boy.
It's gonna be one of those things where like my character could probably just like, I'm bored of waiting for you to catch up with your little legs. I'm just gonna pick you up and put you in my satchel and carry
I was
you.
gonna say, yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think I'm just gonna have to ride piggyback with a lot of people.
Sorry, I've only got little legs. I can't keep up.
You need to get one of those, like, I forget what the harnesses that people wear to hold the babies on their chests. You need to get one of
I'm
those
pretty
for
sure
me.
I saw a meme of that, and it's like,
Oh god,
child.
that needs to be us.
That would be pretty funny because I think you're the only halfling. I think because I know Matt and Kenneth are like basically like normal height characters. So like they're one's like an elf and one's is it an Asimir?
Yeah, Asmir.
Are you human, Ryan?
No, I've told you.
I can't remember what you said you was. I know you said you was going to be a wizard, but I can't remember what race. Oh, you're being a fucking cat girl, aren't you? I forgot he was being a fucking cat girl. I'm hoping to God you die first, just so you have to re-roll a character.
I was gonna say.
just make it quick. It's just like
Yeah.
I really hope there's a spell
kill
you
you
can
all.
do where like if you really really poorly roll the spell, it sends you to another dimension or something stupid like that.
I think it's just going to be a case of we're just going to have to abandon Ryan, and there's just going to be two campaigns. One where we're doing whatever's going on, and then just like Ryan doing his own thing because no one wants to be around him.
Yiffus Yaffus, your ass is now on cactus.
Well, did you get a name for your guy? Because I know my name's kind of just a bit. It's got a silly side to it of it being. I'm an 8-foot tall fucking Goliath, and my name's Falor Smallfist.
My name's gonna be a secret till we actually play.
I'm still, to be honest, I've still not really put much thought into mine.
I liked it when you said it Floyd Duckman. That works for a halfling.
Yeah,
I think you should play like Kyle. So obviously Kyle is what your thingy small fist.
Falor Smallfist.
Falor small fists. You should be like I don't know, like some like insert halfling name here. Then you should be like Bigfoot or or Large Toe.
No. Something like halfling large cock.
Timothy Third Leg.
Timothy Third Leg.
Timothy Three Legs. There you go. Timothy Three Legs. That'll be your name.
I think I should. Oh, excuse me. I think I'll be called Floyd Duckman because, like, where I come from, there's really big ducks that are like the same size as halflings.
You actually ride them into battle.
Yeah,
I think you should have a pet. Can Ollie have a pet duck to ride into battle? That's how he'll keep up with us.
Exactly. But now we've got the very important question of what would the duck be called?
Oh,
Doyd Fluckman.
Doyd Asshole.
Pebbles.
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 Come, Pebbles.
To battle, Pebbles.
Yeah.
The awkward thing is though, like, if you was a paladin, it would work really fucking well because you could have a heavy armored duck to ride into battle.
Oh god! I mean, I haven't really done much. I could be a paladin with my steed being an armored duck.
It's so fucking good.
Ryan, can you just run that by Jay? Can I be a halfling paladin whose steed is an armored duck? I'd like to know.
Yeah. Could Ollie revise his character to a halfling paladin whose his steed is an armored duck?
Oh, we're waiting for the judgment.
Come on.
No. This is legit. Something he's just said. He's asking you.
I'm genuinely asking.
He's genuinely asking. It's on the podcast for context and
For prosperity.
yeah.
It would be fucking hilarious. I just can't. I just imagine you.
All she says is there will be consequences to the things we choose.
You You say it, Ryan.
Every if I say, baby boys. If
I mean, I personally think pebbles will be more use than a hindrance.
He'll be more use than a hindrance, you say?
Yeah. I think if anything, it should
think
give
the
you
paladin
advantage
I
on intimidation
allow
checks.
I allow it.
Intimidation
Let's be
checks on the
honest.
duck.
Paladin, I
What
think it's good.
what would you be more
Yeah.
afraid of? A knight on a horse or a fully armored fucking duck?
See, this is just like the what's it called? The would you rather fight a duck-sized horse
Or a
horse-sized
horse-sized
duck.
duck.
duck-sized
Exactly.
horses?
It's exactly. I'm
I don't
even
know why I
happy
love
to
that
say.
meme.
I'm happy to say that for the sake of obviously like realism, because of its size, it's too big and heavy to fly. So like it's in place of a regular mount. But as a result, because it walks and has to be as fast as a horse, it has really long like man length legs.
No, it's just got man legs. It's just got man legs like the one out of
That's what
Toy
I mean.
Story.
They're orange like ducks.
They're
but they're
really,
just man legs.
but they have to be like really awkwardly attractive man legs with ever so
Really
slight
nice
stubble.
legs.
Kyle,
They're like really nice, really toned legs.
just put this image up, but just imagine that with like
Send it to me on my phone because I can't mess with the
You know
layout
what?
at the minute.
I'm gonna mock up what my steed will look like. I'm gonna do like a preliminary drawing to give to Jay.
Let me.
Where's
Where
the
have you
mixed
sent it?
toys?
What have you sent?
I sent it into the context needed podcast.
Let's have a look.
Oh, but what if it was like the fishing rod with the legs?
It'd be like that. Oh, it'd be like that thing from Toy Story, isn't it?
What if it's going to be like the hook,
hooker.
the fishing hook with the legs, the
The
hooker?
hooker. Oh
Honestly,
wow!
this is amazing.
I love the meme you put in
I-
there where it's the halfling, on the back of the,
The halfling.
Goliath.
Yeah, that was what was on about the backpack. What if Kyle was actually Ollie's steed?
No,
Kyle's not allowed
They
to play as a
can't.
character. He's playing as a sub character.
it can't be. Not with the way my character works. I need to get this focus going right. There we go.
We're not allowed
she's
to give him
fucking me over,
leggies.
mate. She's fucking me over. I'm really disappointed.
She's saying no.
She's ganking my stees.
Thinking you steez. What? Is this all in the D&D chat that's happening at the moment?
She has an idea apparently, but I don't know how much I trust it.
All
I want
you
all I
should
want
trust
is just a mount that, for all intents and purposes, because if I said I was a paladin with a horse, would that be a problem? Otherwise, like all I want is just like, we'll homebrew a steed, but that steed is just a large duck.
We could add this to the backstory. He could have had an encounter. You could have an encounter with like a.
I don't want it to be
Well,
OP. I only want it to be
That's what I mean.
functional as a way of transport. I don't want it to be like OP and game breaking.
You
I
could
just
have
want it to be
encountered. You could have actually been a human man before, and you encountered a dark wizard who cursed you and turned you into a halfling.
It
But then
turns
you-
out
then
the
you was-
Dark Wizard was actually Kenneth, and that's why she became Fallen, because she turned Ollie into a halfling and his horse
Turned him
into a duck.
halfling. Turned his horse into a duck with human legs. Backstory.
It's okay. I'm currently liaising with Jay, but I'm not going to tell you guys what's going on. So this is now from now on, what's going on with this is between me and Jay.
I'm just getting a shake every time I say something. I'm just getting a shake of the head and like a bit of dismissal when I mention the backstory.
It's genuinely going to be. Let's face it. Like there's going to be moments when we're playing this where I'm just going to go, "Can I do this?" And Jay will be like, "Yes." Okay. Can I do this other non-consequential thing? Yes. Can I do them together, which would just be complete bullshit? And she's like, no,
definitely
you're not doing that.
I really feel for Jay just because she's gonna have to put up with our shit. It must be hard being a DM where it's just like, yeah, and I want a giant duck.
I mean,
Honestly,
I've
it's
seen
just
like,
and it's just us three because Kenneth and Matt are gonna go in and they're gonna be fucking perfect players. They're gonna be.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be the
role-playing
kindest.
perfectly, and I'm gonna be there like, can I get a fucking whore?
I just really all I want is this. I want it to be kind of jovial. Fair, like by all means, a fair bit of serious bit with combat and stuff, but I want it to be light-hearted as
Fun.
well.
Check the D&D.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it was like one of the things we were saying with like Ryan and stuff, like with my guy being a Goliath, like they really take pride in strength. So I was saying like need to make it so I'm just going to arm wrestle people quite a lot, and because I'm a Goliath and I've got the I'm a higher stat in strength, not like the stat wise, but actually like build wise, I think I get advantage on strength rolls against people that aren't my size. So I'll probably potentially be able to just beat everyone anyway. And we'll say that we're saying, yeah, we know for a fact Jay's just going to put another Goliath in and just make it so that he has an advantage against me somehow, so I lose against him, and that's going to be my rival.
I would be even more impressed if it wasn't a Goliath she added and it was just some other bizarre character. Like this.
What the fuck is that?
Nobody, my D&D character. That's Ollie's mount. What are you on about?
Yeah, about to say, don't talk shit on Pebbles.
Ollie's mount is not even a mount. It's literally a mount within a human mechanoid
One
body.
second. There we go. He's back. You dropped out for a moment there, didn't you?
That was my fault. I was a misclick.
Now I am really well and truly hyped to play D&D because it's something I've wanted to play for so fucking long, and I've just never had the chance to be able to.
No, likewise.
I think it was like, I think I told you about this story, Ron. I was like, they started doing like a small D&D campaign, or like games like it, with like a group of people where I used to work. And they'd do it like, I think like Tuesdays or something after work. They'd go up into the canteen area and they'd play it there. And when I finished, I went over to have a look at what they was doing. It wasn't D&D that time, but they said they was playing something similar to it like next week. So I was like, oh, well, I've always been interested in playing a game like that. Am I called to join? And they said, oh, we've got the maximum amount of people. We're trying to keep it a bit more of a small group kind of thing. I was like, oh, that's fair enough. Mind if I like just sit in and just watch just so I can see how it works? And I'm like, yeah, okay. So I sat in, and then I was like, look, if ever you get space or something, just let me know, because I would like to play it. But they were just really fucking cagey and like really reluctant to add me or something. It's just like, bro.
It was all furry yiff. Dark RP. Constant. That's what they were doing.
It's just
They're
like
having private sessions. That was just the combat sessions that you were seeing. They then go home and do dirty fucking
yiff.
very yiffy, porny.
I think that's it is an issue though with like, I mean, not just obviously D&D, but a lot of things where like people just gatekeep that shit.
Fucking nerds, man. It's always nerds gatekeeping.
But I think it's like, it's really, I hate the gatekeeping just in general, because it's like, you've got someone who is interested in something you like. That should be a good thing. That whether they jump in and try it out for a little bit and leave or not is irrelevant. You get to show someone something you like to do. So just show them.
I can understand if you've got a problem with a person specifically and you don't want to be the person to introduce them. Fine.
Well, yeah, that's a different kind of thing though, because that's the whole thing. I don't like this person anyway, so I'm not going to talk to them.
It's when people gatekeep fucking everybody, and I just sit there and I'm kind of like, "What the fuck up?" It's like, what are you doing?
What are you doing, step bro?
It's like you're literally just making your life more miserable, because they're and then they're always the type of person who sits in there like,
"Oh, no one plays
just
this.
Not enough people in our fucking hobby."
Yeah, no one gets involved. It's like, yeah, it's because you've shot down the past 5 people who was interested by calling them fucking normies or something.
You got your normie. Fucking rolls about a bit on the floor, covered in dirt.
Actually. Because I'm guessing you get that in like the gun side of things as well, don't you? Because let's face it, there's blatantly going to be like fucking gatekeeping in that.
Oh yeah, I mean you call them FUDs, basically in the gun world. It's as in like Elmer Fudd from Looney Tunes, and like they're typically older people who have a very narrow view on just kind of what should be owned and what. So like they won't like anything that isn't, a 3-shot bolt action hunting rifle with a wooden stock.
Yeah.
And anything that isn't that, they just, well, you shouldn't be allowed to own that, or it's, or just they're often gatekeepy, or they don't like people having fun, basically. But you do get them in the shooting world, but fortunately, they're fairly few and far between. So
yeah,
because they all mysteriously disappear.
Oh, we found a really nice free shot hunting rifle with a wood stock down the end of the range. Do you want to go check it out?
No, what you usually find, to be honest, is a lot of these people, they're just they don't introduce people to the sport, and their clubs don't let anyone join. And I know it sounds daft. It just stays that way until they're all old and they die, and then that's it. Their club's gone.
Club's gone. Yeah,
they really do just disappear.
Gone, boys. Another great club gone.
And it does happen. The amount of clubs we see, we have a lot that come to the range, and like the youngest member will be like 70, and it's just like they're doing nothing to preserve the sport, and as a result, inevitably their club will die.
Yeah, I think it's a shame because it doesn't help with how fucking vilified firearms are in the UK anyway.
No, not at all.
Then especially when you get
in between yourselves, pretty much.
Yeah, and then when you get, like you said, clubs like that, where it's just like, look, someone's trying to get involved, and you are shutting them out or putting them down or pushing them away, and it's like, just let people get involved. So that's why I like how your place does like guest days. It lets people come in for like stag do's and stuff. It really can help introduce people to it more.
If anyone ever comes to the range, I mean, unfortunately, the government has made it very difficult to get new people into shooting. They've made it prohibitively expensive. They've put loads of red tape in the way. So unfortunately, it's not easy to just take people shooting.
Yeah.
So, like, unless it's on one of those specific guest days, I couldn't take you guys shooting. So if and when that time comes, what I'm probably going to do is book the guest day off of work so I can take you guys that day.
Yeah.
But like, it's kind of just like, I will do everything within my power to help people get into shooting.
I think the UK is just fucked with it, and I would like. I'd always just argue the other point with it, because I don't think there's any problem with it. I think a lot of the laws we've got in place for the types of weapons we can own, and it's not even just guns, it's knives, it's everything. It's just stupid reactionary laws. It's like,
it is.
Somebody's been attacked with this.
Yeah, it's
like
shit.
Those zombie knives. They're like, we're going to ban zombie knives. Don't get me wrong.
Zombie knives
they're a bag of shit. They should be banned for being a bag of shit.
Yeah. They shouldn't be banned because they're dangerous. They should be banned because they're just shit.
They were banned because obviously youths got hold of them. They're like, oh, I'm a zombie slayer, and then they were stabbing each other. Fucking, it's just this stupid fucking. There's some fucking just idiot somewhere who are like, yeah, knives are for stabbing. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Knives can be used to stab. But the primary tool for use of a knife is to cut things open, like, boxers and
at the end of the day, anything's a stabbing.
If you've just been hunting,
the way I see it, anything's a stabbing utensil if you're strong enough.
Exactly,
100%.
Oh, and sorry. Oh yeah, mate, you just ban all these fucking knives. Ban the butterfly knife because their shit excuse was like it's easier to draw.
Yeah,
it's like ban that knife, but then we're not going to ban kitchen knives.
No,
and that's what people use the most.
Yeah.
Well, it's another example is like, what was it? Sorry, you were. I was just thinking as you were saying that. Then, you look at how literally anything else is legislated in this country, and it makes sense. Like, all joking aside, after the terrorist attacks. Involving like trucks and stuff like that, there was a load of legislation brought in to ensure, they know who's driving the truck, but they didn't ban the trucks. They just like made measures to make sure that the right people are driving them at the right time and they know who has them and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And that's the right way to do it. Whereas, for guns, it was just like, oh well, it's the gun's fault. We'll just ban the gun, like completely ignoring the actual root cause, which in a lot of the times was the failing of the system.
Yeah, it's in the same with, like we've said, with like knives and anything self-defense wise, and it's really fucking annoying. In my opinion, we should be allowed to have single-use canisters of pepper spray.
Oh, yeah.
I think so as well.
Because the thing is, everyone's like, oh, well, if you've got a bit of pepper spray, you can use it on people you don't like just as a bit. Well, it's like, well, no, because if it's a single-use canister, you're only going to want to use it in that single-use scenario.
You're not going to waste it unless you're a fucking idiot.
Well, even then, it's kind of like, but if someone wants to go out of their way to hurt someone, it's like, there's not
That's
to
a crime.
suggest this. But firstly, yes, that's a crime and is already illegal.
Yeah, it's already
but secondly, people are already throwing bleach in people's eyes and stuff like that. If someone really wants to harm someone, they're not going to use pepper spray.
My favorite part about those bleach gangs on the bikes was when they were like, here at the Metropolitan Police, we've formed a new plan, and it's called Tactical Contact.
Oh man!
And it was literally, it was a very
Ram them off the bikes, wasn't it?
It was a very nice way of putting fucking ram those bastards off it.
Yeah, I mean,
basically,
like we said, at the end of the day, if someone wants to fucking hurt you, it doesn't matter what they've got; they'll find a way to hurt you. Whether it means whether it means punching you.
If someone wants to break the law, they'll break the law.
Yeah, and that's why, I completely understand why they wouldn't want people walking around like concealed carry firearms or knives or things like that, because at the end of the day, things escalate, and that can escalate things quicker than maybe necessary. The gun laws do need looking into, in my opinion, because we should be able to use it more as a hobby. I just want to go and shoot shit because I think it's fucking cool. But when it comes to,
it has been made unnecessarily difficult.
Yeah, but when it comes to like a self-defense kind of proposition, it's really fucking frustrating when you're trying to talk with it and understand it as well from like a female's perspective, because as a guy, it's probably a lot easier for us. As a guy, when it comes to self-defense, in your learning of self-defense in combat sports, you are learning to protect yourself, to disarm the other person or inhibit the other person in a way that you can leave, get them arrested, or end the fight kind of thing. Whenever it comes to talking about female self-defense, that is never in the question. In a female self-defense, the entire situation is just survive long enough for someone to come and help. Because there's no tools we're legally allowed to carry for them which will help them, apart from a flashlight, which in that case, it's just to keep them away from you, because it will blind them and then run away. Pocket sand, yeah, but that's not even good enough, because close your eyes, done. But that's why I really think just a single-use canister, because the thing with fucking, like, good pepper spray, it doesn't even need to be a lot. Just a simple across the eyes.
Well, that's the thing as well. It's just another item the government could tax. And I mean, we all know they fucking love taxing shit, so I don't know what they're playing about.
So it literally just needs to be, because it doesn't even need to be like a compression top, because all you'd need to be is just a simple thing where you pop it and that's it. It pops it and the compressed gas comes out and that's it. It's single use done. Kind of like those little CO2 canisters. Just something of that kind of design.
I think we should hand out, the squiggly party string. And that's what everyone should use.
I mean, you joke, but that's basically what they suggested with like that criminal identifier spray that is legal, where it's basically just like a paint spray.
Hey, that kid looks like he's been to a party.
I remember
he's just tried to assault that bird down there. Look at her chasing him with fucking party string.
Well, I remember when that stuff was like brought out, and I got so fucking mad. It's just like, let me spray this guy who's violently attacking me, because this spray will help the police find him after I've been fucking attacked.
Yeah, there's no preventative,
not fucking reactionary.
Strategy.
That's what self-defense needs to be, preventative first. and then reactionary when needs be. The simple things of, I see dodgy people in this alleyway, but I need to get onto the other street. Well, I'm not going to fucking walk through the alleyway. I'll go around. Simple things like that. But when shit hits the fan...
Just run through screaming Leroy Jenkins.
But then it's just when shit hits the fan, we should have some form of tool that can help protect us. I wouldn't bother with a pepper spray myself, because I've trained with my fists, with my legs. I'd have more success using a flashlight and my fists and kicks than I would messing around with a pepper spray. But I know for someone untrained and unready for it, being able to just go in someone's face and then fucking run is the best thing they'll probably ever get. Anyway, I think we'll probably call it here. Like we said, we wanted to do another one. Go on.
Before we end, I'd just like to show everyone this.
What is I can't.
How do you want to introduce your chaotic evil druid to the party? Me. And it's the fucking duck from what is it?
It's the goose from
the goose game. From the Goose Game.
Honk.
That's it. Honk, 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 honk. That game's awesome.
I kind of want to play it, but I don't want to pay like 30 quid for it.
Oh fucking! There's a brilliant guy on YouTube called Desync. Who he doesn't have many videos, but he does things like bunny hopping through Half-Life 2 and stuff. But he did a thing where it's like,
I love Desync.
Yeah, he did one about bunny hopping through the world or something, and he just keeps putting in the goose from Annoying Goose Game. It's like, so all you need to do is you need to pick up this goose, get it to pick up a can, then you can use it to fly over this lake, and it'll take you over here. Anyway, we are going to finish up for the day. We will put details on the Twitter, which is at @ContextNeeded1, about the plans going forward, when we're potentially going to be going live next. So this will be the podcast for this month. We will put a post up sometime within the week about when we're going to look to do the next one, and we'll probably continue doing that going forward, because I think that's the best for all of us, because we can then plan ahead, figure out the times we need, and then we can get it done. Good
topics.
Yeah.
We can actually sit here and talk about them, give you more of an entertaining thing. And once we're back out completely, we'll then have more things to talk about, because we'll have been able to go out and make videos together or do stuff together that we can then bring to you.
If it gets to the point where we're able to move to a bit more of a regular thing, we may look at going to like a bi-weekly kind of thing. But for now, we're going to just drop it down to the monthly thing, rather than, because there has been weeks, let's face it, we've all been in the same boat where it's just like, I just literally have nothing to talk about.
Yeah, it starts off that day, we'll all go, oh shit, we've got to do a podcast tonight. What do we want to talk about, boys?
And then we're all there like, no fucking clue, man.
Yeah, I mean, like, then you get stuff like where we're just kind of like, we'll talk about a load of different things, or we'll talk about stuff like work, and it's like, nobody wants to hear about work. Everyone's trying to get away from work or get away from different things. It's like, we want to come to you with cool stuff.
Interesting stuff. Entertaining
like
stuff.
D&D.
Yeah, D&D.
Stories from D&D. Stories from more space. We need to do another space one, I think, because there's been quite a fair bit happening in space stuff. So,
yeah, there's been like stars and everything.
Yeah. Amazing shit. There's a moon.
Wait, what?
I'm going to send a goose to the moon. There you go. I've announced it here today, boys. I'm starting a fundraiser.
I'm just seeing the moon, but rendered like that Goose Game, and just a
No, I'm just going to send Jeff Bezos and a goose to the moon, where he will live with the goose for the rest of his life.
He'll ride the goose into battle with battle armor.
No, that goose is going to kill that motherfucker.
Right.
And then I will donate all of Amazon's money to charity. All of it.
Solve world hunger 10 times over.
Solve world hunger 10 times over with Jeff Bezos' money.
Right, well, we are going to call it there. I've been Kyle. We've had the trashiest of trashy wizards, Ryan.
Yif.
We've had the shootiest of very small boys, Ollie.
Ye and indeed ha.
Exactly. Again, follow us on the Twitter @ContextNeeded1. We'll post more details there for when we're going to be doing stuff later. But with that, thanks very much for watching. Thanks very much for listening. And we'll see you guys later.